What's up, YouTube? Back again with another live stream. It's been a minute since I've been live. I haven't posted a video for a couple weeks, man. I've been going through a lot. My channel was hit with a copyright. No, it wasn't a copyright. It was a strike. One of my videos got pulled that I had uploaded for several years, several years now, and it was taken down because they claimed that the video insinuate violence or hate speech against a particular group of women, black women. So it was a bunch of bull baloney because my video had been up for a long time and they chose to just strike it down. And I couldn't go live for a couple weeks, and it restricted me from doing certain things. But I'm back again with another live stream, man. Good to be back. I want to talk about this topic because I'm going through this situation right now, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys that can relate, and it can it relate to the experience in which I'm about to talk about. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are frustrated with the dating scene right now. The topic that I will be discussing is titled "Modern Women Don't Want to Settle Down and Start a Family with a Good Man." And the reason why I chose this topic is because I'm seeing this happen in my life personally with a lot of these women. It's not they're not they don't even want to start a family with and settle down with a good guy. A lot of them tend to want to test the field, so to speak. They want to experience life. They want to go out there and have fun, have hot girl summer. Um, I am at this point where I don't even believe that marriage is a thing now. Like marriage to me is not even worth it in my eyes because most of these women are not even marriage material. They don't want to settle down and start a family. And in the court system, they always screw the guy over in divorce court, and most of the time, the man ends up having to pay child support, alimony. He has to give up his resources in order to satisfy the court and also the needs of the woman. So it's really not in your best interest to get married, anyways. But in terms of finding a good quality woman, it's really hard out here, man. I'm speaking from experience because I've been mingling, I've been interacting with multiple women, and I'm a guy that I don't like to sugarcoat. I don't like to beat around the bush. I don't like to I don't like to play games, and I'm just straightforward because I believe time is something that you cannot take for granted, and being that time is very limited. I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to start legacy. I'm here to fulfill certain goals and certain tasks that I want to fulfill on this earth. So when I'm dealing with a woman, I tell her straight up, like, I want to start a family. I'm not here to play around. I'm not here to waste time. I want to build with you. I want to actually have a relationship. And it's funny to me that when I tell them straight up what my intentions are, these modern women tend to run away. They tend to play these games, and they all of a sudden have these ridiculous standards that they want me to abide by, such as I need to make over $100,000 a year, or I need to have this set and that set. And it's like you have all these demands for me, but when I ask you, what do you have to offer to me? They say a woman is not obligated to do those things because she's a strong, independent black woman. A lot of them have this idea and this belief that they don't need a man, and it's becoming so bad now. It's like to be able to even interact with these women and build chemistry with them is like really difficult because they're not open and receptive for a man to direct and lead them. A lot of these women don't want to be led. They don't want to be uh, submissive, and I've reached this point where I just don't get too heavily. Sorry about that. I'm reaching this point where I don't get heavily too invested into these modern women because I realize a lot of times when you do put too much focus and energy into building with them, they tend to just throw it all away. They tend to just take it for granted and they just lose interest. And I am just focused on myself. I'm trying to get my life in order, trying to better myself mentally, physically, spiritually, trying to just become a better overall person. Because when I try to deal with a woman, it's almost like I'm losing out on things that I should be focused on. And most of them don't bring anything to the table. And the thing is that when I talk to the woman, I don't beat around the bush. I tell them straight up what I'm really there for, what I'm hoping to get out of the deal. And these women, they tend to not be attracted to guys who are honest. I feel like majority of these women like to be lied to. They like a guy that would tell them things they want to hear and instead of things they need to hear. If you're a guy that tells a woman straight up what your intentions are and what you coming and what you really there for and what you hope to objective you hope to do or what you they supposed to expect out of the relationship, they run away, man. They tend to avoid you because they want a guy that will gas them up and gaslight them, make them feel good. They want the emotions that come with it, but then they don't want the responsibilities and the reality that comes with dealing with someone in a relationship. They don't want to be told the truth. It's plain. It's plain as that. Like when I'm dealing with a woman, I'm talking to her. I told her exactly what my intentions are. I don't sugarcoat. I don't lie to them. I don't lead them on. But a lot of them like to be led on. They like to be lied to. It's like when you tell them things they want to hear, they all of a sudden are more receptive to you. But I just can't be that type of person. I'm not someone who could pretend to be somebody I'm not. I can't be fake. And like I said, speaking from experience, it's just like very difficult to interact with these modern women because they're not receptive to your teaching. They don't want to learn, they don't want to listen, and they don't want to be submissive. And another thing, they don't understand their role. You see, both gender has different roles. What I may be good at one thing, she may not be good at one thing. Where she may be good at one thing, I may not be good at one thing. But what makes a relationship special is when both gender could come together and fulfill each other's role, fulfill their role, and make it work together to allow the relationship to work. But if a woman is so focused on her career and she refuses to acknowledge that she has certain roles to fulfill in the relationship, it's not going to create any type of chemistry, and the relationship is going to cease to exist. Basically, it's not going to work. And yeah, it's just frustrating because I was speaking to this one woman and I was telling her, if I end up having a family, if I have kids, I would want the woman to tend to the child and raise them, be a mother. The responsibility of the mother is to raise the child and be a nurturer while the man is out there in the field. And I'm not saying a woman can't work and provide too, but I mean like there has to be a balance. There has to be a man isn't supposed to be the head of the household and the woman's supposed to follow alongside with him. He should be the one that be the breadwinner, the provider, the protector. But now in the society, the roles have been reversed, where women are being the provider and men are staying at home tending to the child, and they're becoming emasculated while the women are out there in the field stressing themselves out, working tireless hours, putting their body through a whole lot of wear and tear, and then when they come home, they don't want to be intimate with the man because they're tired, they're stressed out, they're not in the mood, and it just creates a division between the sexes. And another issue I have is that a woman refused to acknowledge that she has to be feminine and she has to know that as a woman there are certain qualities you have that are unique, and there's certain things that you could do better than a man. And one thing a woman can do better is being a nurturer. That's why God created them with breasts, so they can breastfeed the child. And these women don't even want to raise their baby, they don't even want to tend to their kids. They feel like by them having a child, it's like it traps them into a certain life that they don't want to participate in, a certain lifestyle. Because I had this conversation with this one woman. She was telling me that Just because she has a kid doesn't mean she don't have to stress over looking after them, and that, like, basically she's saying the child is not her whole life. And I said to her, once you have a child, it no longer it's no longer about you, it's about the kid. And she made it seem like I am trying to put her in a box, or it's like it's a form of prison, being in imprisonment. Like, she felt like, no, if she's in a relationship and she ends up having a kid, she's not obligated to tend to the child all the time. She needs time to herself to enjoy life. And I said, how can you manage both? How can you have your independence and yet you have a kid where you have to raise, and you have to make sure you bring them up to the adult they need to be. And it's like they want to have both. They want to have their independence, but at the same time they want to be parents. And it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's either you'll be a parent to these kids, or you not be a parent to these kids. And these modern women don't want to be a parent to these kids. They want to go out there and have their fun. They want to have their, like I said, they want to have their cake and eat it too. And it's like modern women refuse to settle down and have kids with decent men, because me going out there interacting with these different women, they all have the same mindset. They don't want to settle down. They don't want to have family. They don't want to have kids, and they be in their late 20s and their early 30s, and they still not focused on starting a family. And I'm like, you know that the black family is dying off. You know that the black family structure is disintegrating. It's not where it used to be, and this is all done by design to destroy the black family unit. Everything that the black family has done to bring the family up into where it needs to be, the predominant society has came against it to attack it and destroy it. So now, with all the stuff going on with these gay agenda and all the stuff that they're pushing so heavy in society, the purpose of that is to destroy the black family unit. I mean, we already have issues with um we already have a birth rate is not as it's not growing as fast as other nations. And it's like I said, it's all done on purpose, because they create a battle of the sexes where a woman feel like she's strong and independent and she don't need a man. So she's just focusing on her career, and all she does is just go to work and she go home, rinse and repeat. She's not even thinking about starting a family. And then the guy that she's dealing with, she only have sex with him on certain occasions, but she's not building with him to start a family. And when I tell a woman what my intentions are, my purpose is to build a family. I want to build with you. I want to create a legacy. I want to make something meaningful. They tend to be turned off by that. And I'm like, wait, isn't that the type of man you want? Someone who actually going to be committed to taking care of his seed, who actually want to start a family and build a legacy, and work with you so you guys could have a family structure, something that we can both contribute to make sure that our generation live to prosper for a long time. It's just sad out here, man. The dating scene really is bad out here. And it's crazy. The guys that impregnate these women are men that don't even want to be in the child's life. They're not even looking forward to being fathers. They don't even want to have kids. A lot of them tell these women to abort the child. And some women go ahead and follow through with the abortion, while other women will keep the baby and bring it to full term. But the man is no longer in the picture. He's not even there to take care of his own seed. And it's crazy to me that these are the type of men these women choose to lay up and have kids with. The guys who don't even want to be fathers, the guys that don't even think about building with them, they're not even thinking about committing to these women or building a family. They're out here running amok, just getting a lot of these women pregnant, and women open their legs for these type of men. They always give their best years of their lives to the worst possible men. And these men will run through them, they will get them pregnant, and sometimes get them uh get them in their prime, and then once they have no use for them, they get rid of them. And these women will just like have they ride the cock carousel, have the fun with these guys, and once they've been used and abused, and they don't have nothing else to offer in terms of their look, then they come running and they come seeking after good quality men that they turned down and during their prime, and then they want the man to come in and clean up the mess like the Pookie Ray left off. They want them to play the role of a stepdaddy. Usually, that's what they want the good man, to do. Or they will want him to fit the bill of whatever she end up leaving her with, whatever she end up having at the end. Like she wants him to come in and save her. And I'm like, no, you're not gonna want me now when you don't have no value. And it's just like they want guys who don't have value. A guy don't even want to even work on a relationship. Those are the type of guys they choose to have kids with. And yeah, it's just sad out here, man. It's sad out here because I'm seeing a pattern. I used to think that not all women are like that, and I don't think for the most part it's true for every woman, but I think majority of women that have been indoctrinated with feminism, they tend to think like this. They tend to be career oriented. They're just focusing on their careers. They don't even want to start a family, and even when they think about having a kid, they don't necessarily choose the right guy. They end up sleeping with the guy that they may have met on a dating website or they've seen at a club or something, and the guy is not even focusing on building a family. He doesn't even care about having a family, and he doesn't even care about the woman like that. He's just using the woman for a season, for fun. And once the guy impregnates the woman, he ends up saying, I don't want to be a father, and he ends up leaving her a single mother, or he'll try to convince her to abort the child. And the point I'm trying to make is, these are the guys that these women chase after. The guys who really work hard on developing themselves and trying to better themselves as men get overlooked by these women. They don't acknowledge these men. They don't even give them the time of day. They play hard to get. They waste his time. They lead him on. And I'm speaking from experience because I've talked to several women, not just one. So I'm not the guy that just stay in the house and I don't go out there. I'm not putting myself out there. I interact with a lot of women, and I'm not saying they all think similar. Like a lot of times they tend to get your hopes up and they'll tell you things and they will talk to you for a little bit of time, and then when you want to actually meet up and actually interact with them on a deeper level, then they always come up with an excuse saying they're not ready for a relationship. They only see you as a friend, or they say they're seeing someone else. And the guys that they so called seeing is a typical Pookie and a Ray Ray, or a guy that don't even take them seriously. These are the guys they choose, man. They all think the same. And I'm saying, like, there may be a few women, but it's hard. I don't think these type of women that are good quality women exist in America. I think once a woman have lived in this country for a long period of time, they're gonna be some type of like negative influence you're gonna have from society. And these women don't want to settle down and start a family with a good quality man. That's just the honest truth. That's just the truth, man. Because looking at where I'm at right now and where how far I came, I just don't see the point of even trying to deal with these women on a serious level. It's like when I try to make my intentions known and I let them know I'm trying to build, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to develop a relationship. I'm not here just to have fun. Like some guys out here just want to have fun and they're just trying to kick it with the woman. I tell them it's not just having fun. Sex, it's a part of it, but it's not the whole story. It's about the journey that comes with it. And I tell them, I want to get to know you more as a person. But they don't want that. They don't want a guy who actually wants to build with them, who is interested in building a foundation. They want a man that only wants to deal with them for a season. And when he uses her for recreational purposes and he has no more use for her, he ends up leaving. Then she ends up getting heartbroken, and then whatever trauma and baggage she had from that past relationship, she tends to bring it she tends to see all guys the same, and they tend to group all guys under the same category. And it's a damn shame because there are good guys out here who wants to start a family, but these women are not choosing these guys. They're not looking in their direction. Instead, they choose a guy that is less able to want to start a family, who don't even have the interest in building with them, and they have kids with these guys. They procreate with these men, and then once they get pregnant, they first of all take their anger and frustration from the past trauma and blame all men for the mistakes, the poor decisions they make in men, and then they want you as a good man to come in and clean the mess that the Pookie and Ray Ray left off. You know what I mean? So it's the dating scene is very rigged, man. I don't think it's not even worth it right now building having a relationship, because the relationship is, to me, it's no longer there. Like, being able to start a relationship with a woman is like you're really at odds. It's really that the odds are stacked against you, because most women are not even, they don't even want to start a relationship. They don't even want to get to know the person. It's like, to me, they just want something that feels good. They want a guy that makes them feel good, and they go based on how they feel, because women are emotional. And a guy that can lie to them or tell them things that they want to hear without being honest and truthful with who they are and what they are open to get out of the relationship, those are the guys they choose to lay up with, have kids with. They give their best years of life to the worst possible man. And that's just the honest truth, man. So I just don't see the point of even stressing over trying to build a relationship. Like, the best thing I could do right now is just focusing on myself. Make sure I got my goals, all sorted out, and I try to do a little bit of stuff every single day. Take baby steps to just try to build myself up to the level where I want to be in life. And I just don't see the point of even trying to get to know these women. I mean, I would talk and interact with them, but I won't be too heavily invested in them. Because when you put all your eggs in one basket, and you may not even be talking to only one woman, even if you talk to multiple women, the fact remains, if you get too emotionally invested in them, you're going to end up getting burnt out in the end. You're supposed to just not take it seriously, man, and not get too emotionally invested. Just take them for who they are, and just, if it's your time to have fun with her, just have fun, but don't take it seriously. And it's sad, because I want to start a family and I want to build with these women, but these women don't want to start a family. They don't want to build with a good man. They want to have their fun, and they go out there and test the waters. And once they get burnt out and once they get used and abused, then they come running after good guys, and then they want you to play captain saver, a thought. And I'm not saving a woman that has been broken, man. It's like, why am I supposed to work with someone who didn't want me when they were in their youthful years, when they were the most attractive and they were fertile? They wait till they're in their at that past their prime at that age where they can't even have a child, or if they do, it's a risky, it would be considered a risky pregnancy. But I'm gonna come out with this other video, um, titled "The Corporate America is Not Designed for Black Men." I watched this video from this other YouTuber, and I related to a lot. I related a lot to what he had to say. So I'm gonna make a response video to his video, because I'm going through a lot, man. I just only you guys don't know so much what I'm dealing with right now. And as the thing is that being a black man in America is like the hardest thing to be, because not only do your women not respect you and they don't want to even work with you, they compete with you. At the same time, when you're applying for these corporate jobs, a lot of these managers, a lot of these higher ups people, they don't want to hire you. They don't want to give you the same opportunities that they give their white counterpart. And I'm gonna go into depth about what I'm dealing with this institutional racism that I'm facing in this society. And yeah, I'm gonna talk more about it. So be on the lookout for a response video that's coming soon about that. But yeah, I wanna talk about that, because I have all the credentials. It's not like I'm applying for jobs that I'm not qualified for. I have all the credentials necessary to do that job at a high level. I have my degree. I have the skills. I have all the things necessary in order to be a great fit for the job. But then when I apply for these jobs, and I go through all the steps necessary to be considered for the employment, the interviewer or the employer always try to find an excuse as to why they won't hire me or why they choose not to hire me. And I'm gonna go more in depth about that in my next video because I'm going through a lot of systemic racism and I'm fucking fed up of this bullshit. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going through the same thing I'm going through. And this typically happens to people of color because we are oppressed in this society. You could be working your hardest and doing the best you can to show that you are qualified to do a certain task. And you got people who think less of you that may be of a certain race, and they don't look at you as equal, and they look down on you as a human being, and they tend to not give you the same privileges as other race of people, and they tend to alienate you from certain opportunities to advance in your career. And a lot of things they say is not justified. It's formed with a lot of bias, a lot of lies, and just prejudice, just flat out prejudice. And it's like when you look at this, the overall society and how things operate, it's like certain people are not even qualified to get certain positions, but because of their skin color, let's just be blunt here. I'm a someone that don't beat around the bush. I'm just cutting right to the chase. Because of their skin color and their white privilege, or the fact that they look a certain way to predominant society, they get certain opportunities over others. They get certain they employed. They get easier for them to get the job. They get promoted faster. They just have an easier time making money and just moving up the social ladder. But if you're a black man and you're trying to work your way through corporate America, you're gonna have to work 10, 100 times harder. You got to work way much harder than your white counterparts to get the same opportunities as they do. And most of the time, even when you're granted a certain job, you got to walk on eggshells because they're trying to find anything they could use against you to demote you or fire you or get rid of you, whatever you may say, or lay you off. But it's like you're never getting the same chances as your white counterparts, and you're held under much more scrutiny as a white counterpart. So yeah, the dating scene is hard on a black man. As good guy is hard on you, and also corporate America is not really designed for a black man to succeed, man. Corporate America is really designed for you to fail. So I'm gonna come out with a separate video about that very soon. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I haven't been streaming lately because, like I said, my channel got struck with a claim, some type of infringement. So one of my videos got removed, and I wasn't able to go stream. I wasn't able to live stream for a good amount of time. I think I talked about this in my previous video, but I just want to go back and talk about it because it's just so frustrating, man. When you talk about real stuff and you talk about the truth and people getting their feelings, and you think that I said before that we live in a society where speaking the truth is seen as a crime. And if you talk about something that people don't like, they could consider it as hate speech. And now people are afraid of speaking their mind because they don't want to be silenced. Well, afraid of being silenced, but they don't want to be punished for something they didn't do wrong. And this is the type of society we live in, unfortunately. But so got to keep moving forward. Anyways, be on the lookout for more video. I'm gonna be live streaming soon about this other. I'm not live streaming. I think I'm gonna upload it on my video platform, but I have some other videos coming out, some sorts. So be on the lookout because I haven't been posting lately. But thank you for who's gonna watch my channel. Thank you for tuning in, and if you can donate to my Cash App, $ being resilient, I would gladly appreciate it. Any type of donation would be much appreciated. I'll put the Cash App tag in my description. And yeah, I'm gonna be posting more videos. So thank you for tuning in. Have a good one and take care. Bye for now.